Hi everyone, and welcome to lesson 12. In this lesson we are learning how to look at a line on a graph and create an equation for that line. So we've already learned how to take the equation and graph the line. So in this lesson we are just going to reverse engineer how to do that. And in this you really just have to keep two steps in mind. Step number one, find your y-intercept. Step number two, find your slope, and then you're going to take both of those numbers and apply that into our master equation for slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. Remember that m represents our slope and b represents our y-intercept. So let's go ahead and do this little problem and then we'll get some practice. So in this case we see that our 2 points that they've already given us are -3, 4 and 3, 0. First question I'm going to ask myself is, with this line, where does it cross my y-axis? And I see that it is right here at 2, +2. So I'm going to replace it in my equation right here. Okay, so now let's look for the slope. With slope, we are talking about the rise and the run. So I'm just going to say from -3, 4 to 3, 0, how far down and how far over did I go? So in the distance down, I went from y equals 4 to y equals 0. So I went down 4, and then I went over from -3 to 3. So that was a distance of 6. There's one other piece of information I have to look at whenever I am working with my slope, and that is it a positive slope or a negative slope? And the way I think about it is reading left to right, because that's how we read. Reading left to right with my line. Am I going up a hill or down a hill? And in this case, I'm going down. So this would be a negative slope. So down 4 and over 6. And we're going to reduce this fraction to -2/3, and I'm going to put it right here in place of n. And then I'm just going to rewrite y equals an x, because those things don't change. And this is the equation of my line. Okay, so in this practice problem, they give us 3 lines. A, which I have in pink, B is in blue, and then C is in purple. So first we're just going to find the equation for A. And I would like to point out that whenever they say find the equation of a line, your answer should always have an equal sign, because an equal sign is what makes it an equation. So don't just give me the other part, give me the equal sign too. So we notice that we're dealing with a vertical line here that is centered around x having a value of -3. And what I learned here is that it does not matter what my y value is. My x value is always going to be -3. So this equation is quite simply x equals -3. For equation B, I notice instead of a vertical line, we have a horizontal line that seems to be focused around a y value of -4. And it doesn't matter what my x value is. My x value can be -3, it can be 0, it can be +2. My y value is still going to be -4. So the equation is y equals -4. Okay, but line C is different. That is one that we have been working with. So we're going to use our formula y equals mx plus b. And I need to find 2 things, my slope and my y-intercept. First off, I see that my y-intercept is at +3. So y equals something x plus 3. So now we just need to find our slope. First question, is this a positive slope or a negative slope? And I see that I'm going uphill, so it's positive. And then I'm going to just pick 2 points on this line. And I'm going to go ahead and pick these 2 points. And I had to ask myself, how far up did I go? I went from 2 to 3, so I went up 1, and I went over 1, 2, 3. So my rise is 1, and my run is 3. And we are done. This is the equation for line C. That's it. So that's it for lesson 12, finding the equation of a line. The 2 big things that we have to remember is step 1, find your y-intercept, and step 2, find your slope. And that's it. I'll see you guys in class.